Hello guys, welcome to Algorithms Made Easy. Today we will go through the day 27 problem from August LeetCoding Challenge, Find Right Interval. Please like the video, and if you are new, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you never miss any update. If you are familiar with the problem statement, you can skip it. If not, then you can pause the video and have a glance at it before moving forward. Here are some of the sample examples with the problem. In the first example, as there is one interval, the output is -1. In the second example, interval 3,4 has no interval whose start value is greater than end value 4, so we put -1 at index 0. Now for interval of 2,3, the interval 3,4 has a minimum start point, so we put the index of 3,4, that is 0, in the result. Similarly for the rest. This problem has a variety of approaches. Starting from the brute force approach, then there is a sorting plus scanning approach. Both these approaches have a high runtime complexity. If we have to optimize it, then we have another 3 approaches. Out of these 3 approaches, we will discuss 2. Starting with the basic one, we'll use brute force and try finding the solution for each interval separately by iterating over the whole array. In the given example, brute force means to search in whole array for the interval which satisfies the condition for each and every interval. The algorithm is straightforward. We loop on the input array and then for each interval again loop on the array to find the right interval. If it exists, we add it in the result, else we put -1. At the end we return result. As we use nested loop, the time complexity is O of n square while the space complexity is O of n. Here is the code snippet. Coming to an interesting approach which is easy to understand and contains a new information that, like me, you weren't aware of. We need to find a value which is just greater than the value we have with us. Right, we want the minimum number greater than our number. If we can find this value in log n time, that would optimize our approach. So what is the way to get that value so fast? The magic is ceiling entry method. This method gives us the smallest number greater than the value provided. Let's see an example. As we know, we need a map, so we will initialize 1. We now will store the start value of each interval in the map as key and the index as value. So for the first interval, we will store 1 as key and 0 as value. Similarly, we will store all the start of the intervals. Now that we have the map ready, we will initialize the result array. We will loop on the input array and find the start value which is greater than the end of the current interval. We start with index 0. As there is no value in the map greater than or equal to 4, we know the interval does not exist and so we put -1. Moving to next interval, we again check if the map has any value greater than or equal to 3. As it does, we put the value corresponding to 3, that is 2, into the result. We move ahead and test the same for the interval and find no value is present. So we add -1 to the result. At the end, we return result. Let's recap our steps. We initialize the tree map and store all the start of the interval as key and the index as value. We now loop again on the array, and if there exists a minimum value greater than or equal to the end of the interval in map, then we add its value in the result, otherwise we put -1. At the end, we return result. The time complexity is of n log n, while the space complexity is O of n. Here is the code snippet. Let's see the third approach, which is a bit tricky, but we included it here so when you see any question like this, you have one more approach to try and apply to it. This approach uses 2 arrays and a hash map. Let's see what it is. We'll start off with a different example. As we discussed, we will use a hash map. This hash map is used to store the interval as key and their index as value. Now it is done for a purpose. See, storing intervals in map provide a faster access when we wish to know the index of the interval through the value of its start and end. Also, by doing so, we can use the input array as one of the 2 arrays that we need. So now we create one more array. We will name it end interval. We now will sort the 2 arrays, but both in a different way. We will sort the interval array based on its start value while the end interval array on its end value. Now that all the data is ready, we will start computing the results. We will have an array to store the result. We start looping on end interval. We will have a pointer on the interval array too. Now for the current interval in the end interval array, we need to find an interval in initial array whose start value is greater than AND value of the current. It might be a little complex, but bear with me. We will check the first value in the interval, and as AND value 2 is greater than 1, we move ahead. Now here the values are equal, so we come out of the loop as we know this interval is the answer to the current interval in question. So at the index of the current interval, we need to put the index of the interval that we found. Here the maps come into picture. We put the value 1, which is the index of 2, 3 at index 2, which is the index of 1, 2. Moving on to the next interval and keeping the pointer at the initial array, we again check for the conditions. As 3 is greater than 2, we increment the pointer. Here the condition fails, and so we find their respective indexes and put 0 at index 1. Now we check, and as 4 is greater than 3, we increment the pointer, which go beyond the size of the array. In this case, we put -1 at the index of 3, 4. As we have looped on all the intervals, we return the result. Summarizing the steps, we initialize a map and put all the intervals as key and index as value. We create array and intervals. We sort the two arrays, intervals with start value and AND interval with the AND value. We loop on the AND interval and find the interval whose start is greater than AND of the current. If the pointer is within the array, then we put the interval index into the result, else we put -1. At the end, we return result. The time and space complexity is same as the previous approach. Here is the code snippet. You can also find the link to the code in the description below. Thanks for watching the video. Please support us by sharing. Also, let us know your thoughts on the video in the comments. Keep learning.